folks, and welcome to the Outdoors Radio Show, The Ben. We are excited to have you with us as always. I am your host, Rebecca Wanner, aka Beck, and we love hearing from all of you. So please send us your comments, stories, ideas. You can get a hold of us anytime by calling or texting 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. Or you can always drop an email to benradioshow@gmail.com. Joining me as always is my producer, sound engineer, and co-host, Jeff Tigger Erhardt. Now, first thing on my mind that we got to talk about is I did not get drawn for a moose tag. And Tigger?
I'm still waiting for the results of the bighorn sheep and the elk, but I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Because remember what happened last year? When I didn't read my email properly, and I thought that I had gotten drawn for a moose tag, and I was all excited because one of my best friends 2 years prior, he got drawn for a moose, and it was incredible, his whole journey that he talked about, and I thought I got drawn for a moose tag, and I almost started bawling. I was so excited.
I was going to say, you were more than just a little excited.
You were all emotional.
Running around the cabin, and you were going, it happened, it did it, I got it. And I'm going, what are you even talking about? And he's like, have you looked at your email? Well, yes, he had gotten his lottery results for his moose tag, but sadly, just like last year, both of us got denied. So I'm going to ask all of you, how are your results coming in? I know a lot of the
You're going to depress a lot of people, I think.
You know, a lot of people, the different states, especially going after big game, those apps had to be in a while ago, and you sure going to start getting them trickling in your results. So please let us know how you did. If you've got drawn, in what state and where you are heading now this coming fall, and we'll be excited as we ride along with you. Now, today is going to be a very exciting, jam-packed show. So just to give you a little bit of a tease, because Tigger's pretty excited about this one, he is going to be sitting down with the one and only Kent Rollins, the Cowboy Cook. You've seen him on TV.
I thought I was good, but Kent's got me beat all over the boards.
He was just on Fox and Friends recently on TV as well. Anyway, that's going to be a great discussion you're not going to want to miss. Plus, we have lots of outdoor news that I'm sure you have missed the headlines, and you're going to want to hear all about it. Our spotlight today are bee-friendly flowers. Yes, bees as in bzz. Whether you are still under snow, or maybe now you're tilling up your garden, or you're even lucky enough to be beginning to plant it, we need bees. They are instrumental, needed for pollinating our gardens, fields, and more. Well, here is a quick list of some key plants to consider in aiding pollination. First off, the herbs: lavender, mint, sage, rosemary, chives, and thyme. All are positive bee-loving plants. Especially for our herb gardeners and chefs, I know that is great news because I love using homegrown herbs as well. Next, if looking at perennial shrubs, think lilacs. Now, the flowers. And this one here is important in our agricultural world: sunflowers. And get this, they are an easier plant to grow. We learned this last year that once our various varieties began blooming, as soon as they began to lose petals, we clipped the stem back to the stalk. Guess what? Our continuous pruning of the sunflowers starting the beginning of August had us enjoying never-ending blooms all the way until the first hard frost, the beginning of October. How awesome was that to have an extended fall season of those beautiful shades of yellow? Quick, easy flowers to add would be the daisy, forget-me-nots, bee balm, aster, and lastly, marigolds. Marigolds, they have an added bonus. Did you know that marigolds work amazing around the outside or perimeter of your flower beds, as they not only bring about bees, but they also repel rabbits naturally? Now, of course, it's not guaranteed to repel all those bunnies, but if you look closely, many gardens or flower beds will have them as the first border. To start us off, I have some market news for everyone. Stress buying. The term stress buying is nothing new. It's a trigger of purchasing caused by a fear or too much stress, sometimes an anxiety. Well, according to Yahoo Finance, Americans are stress buying live chickens because of egg price inflation and leaving hatcheries short on supply for restaurants. The driving factor seems to be that consumers are buying their own feathered friends to beat soaring egg prices and costs of poultry. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of eggs grew 70% in the past year, and the cost of a whole chicken is up 30% compared to this time 10 years ago. Now to the national parks. National park news. The Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky is mandating periodic sobriety checkpoints on park roadways and riverways for the remainder of 2023. The reason for this? Post-pandemic travelers have trended toward being more free-spirited, one may say. Having boozy enjoyment makes for a fun trip, but it's also leading to repercussions for other travelers. We will be watching to see if other national parks begin to implement similar mandates. Now we head to Colorado, where last month, according to the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the CPW, the officials there said a mountain lion last month attacked a man as he was relaxing in a hot tub at a rental property. In the CPW press release, the attacked man and his wife had been sitting in an in-ground hot tub when the man felt something grab his head. Both the man and wife began screaming and splashing water at the cat. Thankfully, the cat retreated, climbed into a tree nearby, and continued to watch them. Authorities were called and arrived. The man was treated for 4 scratches on top of his head and near his right ear. The marks were consistent with that of the claw of a mountain lion. At the time of the attack, the CPW officials were not able to catch the cat. So again, that's just a reminder that as we are out and about and we are especially hitting the trails this season, to keep aware of your surroundings. That's a wrap of the news for now. When we come back, Kent Rollins, the famous cowboy cook, will be joining us. We're very excited about that. Plus, we have important spring turkey dates and a few more stories. Stay where you are. More of The Bend after this.
Here is how we are changing things up on The Bend. The fruits of our labors to the frying pan. We put those recipes to the test. Now, over the next few months, we're going to be testing out your submissions. Will we survive? Tune in next week.
Passionate about hunting, conservation, learning, and encouraging others? Watch Buckstorm on YouTube. Weekly videos about what it's really like hunting the Black Hills. Regardless the trophy or left empty-handed, Buckstorm on YouTube shares the real stories. Subscribe today, Buckstorm.
The world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale for 2023 starts with horse racing. 6 days with pari-mutuel wagering, May 6th and 7th on Derby days, coinciding with the Kentucky Derby. That'll be shown live in Miles City. Mother's Day is also special with moms free to the races. And more races added May 19th through the 21st. The world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. For schedule and tickets, go online, buckinghorsesale.com.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
Welcome back to the Outdoors Radio Show, The Bend. I am your host, Rebecca Wanner, a.k.a. Beck. And of course, alongside me, my co-host, Jeff Tigger Erhardt. If you follow cooking, especially Dutch oven cooking or cowboy cooking, then you more than likely follow Kent and Shannon Rollins too. Kent has cooked in cow camps of some of the nation's largest ranches. He has debuted on CBS Morning, the Food Network, the Hallmark Channel, NBC Food Fighters, and even Throwdown with Bobby Flay, just to name a few. Kent and Shannon are launching their newest cookbook, Comfort Food the Cowboy Way. Of course, the cowboy cook himself here on this outfit, Tigger, jumped at the chance to visit with Kent Rollins.
And I got to play a little catch up with you because I know it's been a while since we talked with you. And going back here a couple of years when COVID and the Rona kind of threw everybody off kilter, and I know you had to cancel your tour like everybody had to. So are you getting back on track with that? Are you getting the traveling in that you've been wanting to do and getting those stops where you wanted to get?
Yeah, COVID, when it come along, they shut the country down the last time Faith, Family, and the Feast. When that book came out that day, they shut the country down. But really, COVID was a bad thing, and if there is a blessing there, it was really for us because people stayed home. They watched a lot of YouTube, and it really went well. But the book tour this time has kicked off. We'll be in Chicago tomorrow. Was in New York City this last weekend. So it's back to out there to beating the streets and seeing the people, and that's what we like to do.
Well, let's talk about this new cookbook that's coming out, Comfort Food the Cowboy Way. Talk to me, brother. What do we got going on here?
Well, we've been in the middle of some really remote places, 350,000 acres for 5 or 6 weeks cooking for cowboys. And always told Shan, I said, the first thing you got to do is make them feel comfortable, make them feel like they're at home. And so many people sometimes are not comfortable in cooking, or especially if it's in a new surrounding. So we wanted to make, first of all, people to know that you can be comfortable in any situation in life if you just look at it in the right way. And that's sort of the same way with cooking. You just got to think, hey, this stuff is easy. It's not rocket science work. The recipes that we got in here are most of the stuff you have in your pantry. So there's a lot of breakfast items, but also some appetizers. And then we really get into the home style comfort food, the old classics that you used to see and the little old cafes in them small towns. But there's a lot of influence too in Mexican inspired classics, because we do a lot of cooking with dried chilies that I learned from an old Mexican cook many years ago, but a lot of section too there on grilling and smoking, and top all that off with some of the best desserts in the world.
So how is this one just a tick different from some of your other cookbooks? And we've got them all. I mean, I think it's kind of those of us that follow you, and we're one of the millions that follow you, and I'm proud to call you friend. How is this one a little bit different from some of those that we've got on our shelf already?
The first book that come out, A Taste of Cowboy, was more about cooking with the wagon, on ranches, a lot of canned goods, the way that we cook there. The second book had a lot to do with really from our YouTube fans. We have a large faith-based, God-loving American people. I don't mean that American people, American-loving people all over the world, So that book was more put out for the masses there. It's got a lot of sections to where it changed from the first one because there was a lot more really fresh food in there. And the time you get to this one, it is what we consider our all-time favorites. The stuff that I know will work for people that'll keep a crowd coming back to your house, whether you want them or not. As long as you're cooking this food, you'll have them.
So I got to ask this question, Kent, and I'm just curious about this. And I follow you on Facebook, as a lot of us do, and there's updates, and there's you in the big city, and you're doing this. And on your book tour, some of the stops: Chicago, Austin, Houston, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Denver, Dallas. When you are out and about in the middle of these big cities, do you ever get any strange looks when people look at you and they see your black cowboy hat?
I'm really surprised, Tigger. Maybe I told Shan it's amazing to me how many fans we have. It may say that you have 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube, but they really figure you got 3 times that in people watching. We were stopped so many times in New York City by different people saying, "Hey, I know who you are." I think in a way New York City might get a bad rap. People, they think people are too busy to visit and don't have time. And they've always treated me really well up there. And I enjoy talking to people. Shen will always tell me, she'll say, a lot of these people are not going to talk to you. I said, well, everyone I meet, I'm going to tell them good morning or good afternoon. How are you doing? And I keep a running track of how many answer, and this time there was more than ever. So I don't know if I'm helping or they just think, hey, if we talk to this guy for a little while, maybe he'll leave us alone.
Right.
But it's I've never changed, Tigger, from whether I had a hat on or not. We're going to be the same people. And I'm just glad we're able to reach people no matter where they live, no matter what they do.
You know, one of the things that I love, the messages that you and Shannon, and especially I got to get Shannon back on here because I love to gig her all the time because she talked about how nervous. Remember how nervous she was to use the Dutch oven? I mean, scared to death over this thing. And I love watching, and you know we're Dutch oven fanatics at our place. I love to watch the transformation of people where they say, you know, it's not difficult at all being able to use cast iron, and everybody comes back and says the same thing. It doesn't matter what we're making. If it just be your famous scrambled egg recipe, which I tried, by the way, and I love. Anything made in cast iron can't, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's so easy to cook with. It's so simple, and the flavors, it's all natural. You know, it's our food. There's no preservatives or nothing in it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a healthiest thing that you can cook with, and it'll outlast our generation and the next if people will take care of it, you know. And it's I always tell people, I said, cooking in a Dutch oven, whether you're baking or whether you're frying in a skillet, a piece of cast iron, I said, it's really pretty simple. All you got to remember, especially if you're cooking with coals, is it takes less than what you think. And when people tell me, I ain't never burnt nothing in my life, I just look at them and say, well, you ain't cooked long enough yet.
Yeah, right. So people wanting some more information, we can't get to one of the stops, and we'd love to be able to see you in person and be able to follow along. But people wanting to get the cookbook to add to their collection, and I encourage you to do so. Where do we go? How can we get one of these?
Well, you can go directly to our website and just order from KentRollins.com, or you can go to Amazon. They carry it, but we also have it on Amazon listed where if you buy it from us off on Amazon, we'll make sure that it's a signed copy because it is sent from us. But, you know, we took pre-orders on this book, my friend, and they come in March, about the 15th of March, and I knew that we were going to be gone so much that and pre-orders just kept coming in. And I asked Shan, I said one day, I said, how many do we have? And she said, right now we're at about 1,700. So I got to figuring it up. It's sort of like counting cows. You know, I need to think, how many am I going to sign one day to be able to catch up by the 26th of March? And we signed over 2,000 books, but the last day I think I signed 360 before we left last week. So we're really blessed to have that many people, you know, that want to reach out and get the book. Sales have been good. It's a #1 bestseller on Amazon. So we're just proud to have it.
So if I can throw you under the bus, Kent, would you be willing to send us a couple signed copies and maybe just a special little message, and we'll run a little contest here with all of our listeners, and we'll do something, and we'll run a little contest, and they can each win a special, very personalized copy of Comfort Food the Cowboy Way, your cookbook.
Yes, sir, brother. It may be Monday before I can get them out, my friend, but I'll get you two headed that way.
That sounds about perfect. And Kent, I'm just going to end it this way of using one of your quotes. You know, you can't get full on fancy.
That is true, my friend. You can't. And it's a great day above the grass every day of the week.
Kent, thanks so much. Always glad to visit with you. One more time, to order that cookbook, you can go to Amazon.com. You can order directly from Kent and Shannon. Go to KentRollins.com, and you can catch their cooking show, which is every Wednesday on YouTube at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, the little contest that we've got going on right here for Comfort Food the Cowboy Way, you could win a signed copy. Here's what we're going to do. The first person to call and give us the correct answer, the phone number is
305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363.
The first person to give us the correct answer of where Kent was born and raised, hint, hint, it's in Oklahoma. The first person to have the correct answer is going to get that signed copy. So make sure that you leave your name, your number, and mailing information, and we will see the order that they come in. When you call us, it's going to go right to voicemail because we're in studio, of course. And on next week's show, we will announce the winner. Give us that phone number one more time.
305-900-2363.
There you got it. Good luck. Stick around. We've got more of the show coming up right after this.
The hunt is planned, the guide is booked, the trip is blocked off in the calendar, but one huge detail remains, preserving that trophy, creating a memory that will last a lifetime. Little Rack Taxidermy has that fast, friendly service to fulfill your taxidermy in a timely, professional manner. Reach out to Heather with Little Rack Taxidermy through Facebook at Little Rack Taxidermy or send an email to heatherjoe23@hotmail.com. Little Rack Taxidermy, bringing back the natural look.
Shooting ducks, skinning bucks, I'm a hunting princess in a pickup truck.
This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
The 2023 world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale starts May 6th and 7th with horse racing. Also, Mother's Day weekend, May 14th, moms are admitted free. And this year, we've added horse racing May 19th, 20th, and 21st as well. May 18th is a concert with Mitchell Tenpenny at 8:30, Stolen Road, and Copper Mountain Band leading off at 6 p.m. There's bronc riding, mutton busting, wild horse racing, a bronc match, street dance, and more. Online for schedule and tickets, buckinghorsesale.com.
Welcome back to the Outdoors Radio Show, The Bend. I am your host, Rebecca Wanner, aka Beck. With spring turkey season finally here in many of the areas, or it's about to be, I thought it might be a great idea to give a quick turkey season update on those opening dates. So let me roll through what I have in front of me real quick. South Dakota Archery, Saturday, April 8th. Yes, you're on. Dependent on unit, however. Others start April 22nd, so be sure to check your unit. North Dakota, they open April 8th. Nebraska Archery is already open. However, regular shotgun won't open until April 15th. Kansas Archery is also already underway. Regular season opens April 12th. Iowa, verify your season 1 through 4. Season 1 there is opening April 10th through the 13th. Illinois, you've got a mixture of seasons according to your zones. Check your tags. April, they start kicking off. Missouri, April 17th is when you're up. Pennsylvania, you start April 29th. So I know that's just a few of the states I hit, but it's a great reminder to check your state and verify when your spring turkey season opens. And for those of you participating, we wish you good luck. As for your other takes, such as many of your fishing licenses, dependent upon the state. For example, North Dakota was one that as of April 1st, you needed to get new fishing licenses for the season. So one more time, another little PSA to be double checking those dates. Now, for those of you that may or may not have flown recently, the TSA has declared peanut butter a liquid now and has banned it from being brought on airplanes. The TSA recently busted an individual trying to get a jar on a flight. It was confiscated, and then the TSA took to social media making a post saying, "You may not be nuts about it, but the TSA considers peanut butter a liquid, and carry-on needs to be 3.4 ounces or less." That's a little heads up from that group. Lastly, I have a little bit of a feel-good story. Skateboarding pig. Have you heard about it? That's right. An Illinois pig named Norbert has been going viral on social media with videos showing off his skateboarding skills. The videos are actually pretty funny. So if you have a chance, Google it, check it out. Skateboarding pig. Folks, let's call this show wrapped. Thank you to my producer, sound engineer, co-host Jeff Tigger Erhardt. To Kent Rollins, the Cowboy Cook. You can catch his weekly show, Kent Rollins Cowboy Cooking Channel, on YouTube. And be sure to enter for your chance to win a signed copy of Kent Rollins' latest cookbook, Comfort Food the Cowboy Way. And again, to do so is by calling our hotline, 305-900-2363. Leave a message answering this question. Where does Kent Rollins hail from? Name his hometown. I'll give you a clue. It's in Oklahoma. The calls will be in order. The first correct answer will be announced next week on the show. The number again is 305-900-2363. And be sure to leave your name, your contact information, and all of that. To order your own copy of Comfort Food The Cowboy Way, head to KentRollins.com, or it can be purchased on Amazon. As you all keep making those memories, be sure to keep sending in those pictures by email, bendradioshow@gmail.com. And as always, tagging at The Ben Show on social media. We love hearing and sharing your life with you. We want to see it all. If you missed part of this episode or you'd like to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com, and be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Looking to change things up at your next event, conference, or awards banquet? Think about having us, Tigger and Beck, entertain your crowd. We are PRCA Pro Rodeo card holders, where Tigger is a pro rodeo announcer, and we are PRCA music directors. From MCs to the event headliner, public speakers, to acting as a host couple for your event, let us make your gathering extra special. From ranching, cattle, hunting, fishing, camping, and rodeo, plus so much more, including did you know that Tigger is also an auctioneer? Trying to spice up your upcoming fishing tournament? How about this? Have us, Tigger and Beck, auction off a fishing Calcutta to add to the excitement. Regardless the crowd, we have the stories to share with the laughs to be had. Thank you to our partners, Ditelli Outdoors, About You Photography, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wabalo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, and the Cowboy Channel. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along, and whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Wanner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.